Should I start it?
Yeah, you start.
But it's like your channel.
Oh, I didn't figure out that.
Okay.
Hi guys, welcome back to Kaylee's channel. Welcome back to our channel. Well, it's our channel. Okay.
Horan. Or you just say Katie, and I'll be like, hey guys. Oh. Wow, this is struggling.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with Katie.
Hey guys.
We go to church at the Highlands together.
Yes, we do.
So we're here at the University of Alabama, and honestly, we just wanted to sit down and talk with you about things that we wish we knew before we got here.
And so we have a few tips that we want to share with you guys, and we're just kind of going to be elaborating on them, and then also how they relate to our school in particular. And I hope you guys like it.
Yes. So point number one is just to have peace. And so for us, we kind of look to our morals and our values and our religion to find peace. We know that if we have faith, peace will come. I've been reading a book lately, and I wanted to share two different verses with you guys. So let me pull them up. And you can edit all this out.
Oh yeah, you can. I'll show you. Actually, I can show you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So the first verse that I really personally love that goes along with peace is John 14:27, and it says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." So for me, that's so relieving to know that with faith in the Lord and with that knowledge that He doesn't give us what the world gives, He provides us with better, that we can just seek His face and He'll give us peace, and He'll give us everything more than the world will give.
And I think that's really important to remember also, because just being in college, it can be really hard to let things like your social life or your friends or your boys or anything like that just like cause you so much stress and anxiety. But having stuff like that to really focus on is just really helpful for me, and I feel like that gives me peace just to go about and just live my life to the best I can and all that.
And with grades, it's so hard to find peace with your grades. I mean, classes is stressful, college is stressful. You have to learn about time management. You have all these activities you want to do. You have class to go to. You have activities to do. You have exercising to fit in there, and you just have so much going on. If you want to go to church, you have church, or you have, what's the ambassador program you do?
There's just lots of like little clubs and ambassador programs
clubs,
and schools and stuff.
And so you just have to, and YouTube in general, like it takes so much time to do this, and so you have to really divide those priorities out and say, okay, this is what I need to get done today. And you know, if whatever you didn't get done that day wasn't top of your priority. So like if you're pushing it off, then it's not a priority to you. Just like if you were to have a boyfriend, you wouldn't just say, oh, I'll see you tomorrow. Like you're gonna want to see that boy today. Or if you have a best friend that you really need to talk to about something, like whatever your priority is what you get done first. So really just recognizing what you care about the most is key in college, I would say.
And I think this is so important too, especially when you are coming in as a freshman, because there's so many different organizations that you have the option to join. There's Greek life, and there's tons of clubs, and then there's also just in general besides school, there's so many things that take up your time, and every person's list is going to look different. And so I think it's really important to be really thoughtful as you're choosing these activities and you're saying yes to things. Really just assess, do you think that this is going to be something you enjoy doing and something that you want to do every single time you have to meet up or do that activity? So just think about that and be careful, because if you have way too much on your plate, you're just going to feel overwhelmed, and that's obviously not good.
Yeah, and there's going to be times that you miss class, and it's bound to happen. There's going to be times where your alarm didn't go off. There's going to be times where you stay up really late studying for a test you have later that day, and you can't make it to your 8 a.m. And so that's where I think a key point in this video is to make friends in your classes. And that is such a blessing when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of your grade. Like if you have the notes for something that you missed, that in itself is going to give you so much more benefit on the next test. Like you'll know so much more than you did because you weren't there.
Yeah, and I think like for me at least, like if you guys watch my channel, then you know that I am kind of an introvert, and I don't really like going out of my way and just being like, hi, I'm Katie, nice to meet you, what's your name? But this semester and this year, I'm really challenging myself to do that, and it's been so amazing because I have made so many friends in my classes, because I think it can be really scary, and you think that everyone has their friend group all sorted out in like the first month of school. That is a huge myth.
It's not true.
It is not true at all. People want to make friends all the way up
Just
until your senior year, as much as you do. So like as scary as it is, like especially for me, when someone is sitting kind of near you, just go out of your way and be like, hi, like I'm Katie, nice to meet you, and just kind of start talking and that can be something that's really scary, but I promise you that people want to be your friend and they want to hang out. So yeah. I recommend doing that.
And having peace with this fact is that everyone is in the same boat you're in. So everyone feels awkward. Everyone feels like they have to be involved with everything. Everyone feels like they have no friends. Like, we're all figuring this whole thing of college out together. And that's every year, not just your freshman year.
So even if you feel like your freshman year you didn't meet as many people as you maybe thought that you would, like that's what happened to me. I've met so many people my sophomore year, just more than I've met my freshman year. So don't worry if you're older and you're watching this, there is still a huge amount of opportunities for you to meet people.
That's true. And sophomore year is still dipping your toe in the water because you think you know how things work, and then it kind of switches up on you a little bit, and then you're like, what do you do now? And so I know, like, you have to study abroad, that's on your radar, and I also have a little mini trip planned, and so that to me is just kind of like a shift in the waters, and I'm sure that's the same for you. Like, you thought you knew how college was gonna go, and then an opportunity arose, and you know, like, this is the direction I want to go. Well, now you kind of have to like switch your mindset. Like, how am I gonna make this work? How am I gonna balance with this, like, planning with the school life I have now, all the workload I already have to do. So that's kind of cool to realize that whatever year you're in, there's so much to come that you have no idea what God's gonna lead you to.
And there's just a lot of changes that happen as you're going through college, and I think that it's really important not to have this exact trajectory of how you want your 4 years to go, and like, if you go through college and that changes, you got to be okay with that, because being flexible and knowing that your plans can change is probably the most realistic mindset, because for a lot of people, you change your major, you change your friend group, you change like what classes you want to take and what activities you want to be involved in. So having room to be flexible in your life is really important.
And don't put so much pressure on yourself to have everything figured out, because that is the biggest flaw in, I would say, so many people's college experiences, especially girls, because there's such a stigma on sorority life and how to look and body image. And we were just talking about how, like, for us, we're the unique ones because we're not in a sorority, and at the University of Alabama, that is so rare. The sorority life, the Greek life, just makes up so much of our school. And so when people ask us, oh, what sorority you're in, you're like, oh, we're not in one. They're like, oh, what do you do?
It's sort of like almost like weird almost to a lot of people, which I think is something that would only really be seen at schools in the SEC region, because other places it's not as big to be in Greek life. And for me, I was in Greek life and then I left just because it wasn't for me, and I think that that's also something really huge. So if you are looking into going to Alabama, you can make just as many friends, you can meet just as many people, you can literally be just as busy and just as happy. I'm not saying if you're in a sorority you can't be happy. That's not true, because there's so many people and so many friends that I have that are loving their sorority, but just don't be afraid to not be in a sorority, and don't be afraid to like do something different that not everybody is doing.
And one of my best friends is in a sorority, and she loves it. And she gets everything out of it that she can. Like, she has so many friends, she has all these opportunities, and that's wonderful for her. But we have our own opportunities, and it's kind of just different at the University of Alabama to not be a part of that. That's really what we're saying.
So just don't
put pressure on yourself.
Don't put so. And that kind of goes along with freshman year and all your 4 years in general. It's so easy to put this pressure that you have to be this specific person, and your college experience has to look like everybody else's does on Instagram, but like that's obviously just a highlight reel of people's lives. And so I would say just try your best not to get caught up in that. And that's something that I wish I could have heard when I was a freshman, because I was worried that I was doing something wrong and I wasn't, and everything just came in time. So yeah, I think that's really important.
And I think that we hear that so much, that Instagram isn't really true, it's a highlight reel, but we don't really recognize that. Like, we say it, but then we don't, like, if you take Instagram away, that's when you really realize, oh, it doesn't really matter. It's really what all we're putting is the highlight reel. And so for me, I took Instagram away for a month, and it just changed the way I viewed. I don't even get on there as much anymore, and it's been like 2 months later. But it's changed the way I view myself. It changed the way I view other people that I was looking at, and it's just, I see beauty in everyone instead of comparing myself, because comparison is the thief of joy.
Comparison is really a big struggle, and I think it's super easy, especially for girls, just because we have this nature to kind of put these rules in society on ourselves. But I think that try your best not to compare your experience to anyone else's, and that is going to make you the happiest.
It is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little
we hope you enjoyed it.
This little video that we just put together, like, very last minute. We just wanted to do a video together because we love you. each other.
Yes.
And so I hope you enjoyed it, and go subscribe to Katie's channel if you don't already, Katie Horan. So go check it out.
Yay.
But I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.
Bye. Yay! Woo!
High five. That was pretty good.